Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here for our 11 o'clock update for you guys. Of course, as you can see, we are tracking Michael, and we're going to go ahead and take a live shot so you can see what it's looking like right now in Panama City. They are bracing for that storm. They'll be the first on that panhandle of Florida to go ahead and see some of that, or they're already seeing some rain, but seeing that hurricane come through there. Of course, Panama City Beach, Mexico Beach, Destin, bracing for the worst storm to hit the Florida Gulf Coast. You're seeing there looking very gray, lots of waves there coming in. Let's go ahead and send it over to First Alert meteorologist Chris Zelman, who has been tracking Michael since the very beginning.
We can hear, can we see? There we are. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Anyhow, Category 4 hurricane continues. There may be a little bit of good news for Panama City. Not good news for Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, because the eye looks to be slipping just south and east of Panama City. So that means the winds might be offshore. Storm surge may not be as high, but they're still going to get the brunt of it. Let's talk about the latest on Hurricane Michael. The winds are 145 miles per hour. They have not changed. Forward speed has picked up a little bit, north-northeast. It has turned a little bit, 14 miles per hour, and the pressure has dropped to 928. So this continues to drop, means that even though the wind speeds haven't gone up, the actual hurricane is stronger, and it's going to make impact as a 145 mile an hour storm. 155, we're talking Category 5. So this is borderline Category 5, coming right through that area, as we mentioned, and then coming into the Albany area as 100 mile an hour. Unfortunately, I don't have the right pause there, but it showed at 100 mile an hour coming through our area around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. That's a Category 2. My forecast is not going to change. I said that we have 60 to 75 mile per hour sustained winds and 100 mile an hour gusts. Not going to change the forecast. The forecast is going to hold true. It's not time to change forecasts. It's now time to get into your safe room and get ready for a Category 2 hurricane to come into our area. So there's the water vapor, and this is the area, of course, that you can see right into the heart of Hurricane Michael, a monster of a hurricane. Well, why is it starting to turn northeast? This frontal system is beginning to move in, and so it's influencing its direction. You can definitely see it. You can see that dry air starting to punch in here, and you can see how the hurricane is going north, and all of a sudden northeast is going to follow this line right in through Albany, and that's what we're showing. So there is the radar, and you can see the lightning, again, this northeast band here, and I think this is going to come maybe as close as Tyndall Air Force Base, but Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, Cape San Blas, these areas are going to get walloped. Now, you say, well, what about farther east? This area is the most storm surge prone area in all of the Gulf, so this area is going to get walloped too. They're already seeing rises in Tampa Bay, and the rise in Apalachicola a couple hours ago was 4 feet already, and it may be 12 to 15 feet when it's all said and done. And there again is the infrared satellite picture, less than 30 miles away right now from Mexico Beach, and it looks like it's got a beat, again, maybe splitting Panama City and Cape San Blas. So Mexico Beach, Tyndall Air Force Base, Port St. Joe. These are the areas that are going to get hit with winds of 145 miles per hour, could gust even higher. And of course, the visible satellite shows that stadium effect. Looks like a stadium. It is shrinking a little bit. It was wider, but they perfectly can see the Gulf of Mexico in the satellite picture, and you can see how it is heading right towards the areas that we mentioned. All right, so our effects here in South Georgia is probably what you want to know. Winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour this afternoon, gusts to 70, a steady rain already starting, and then winds to 60 to 75 miles per hour or higher this evening, gusts to 100. So the forecast was built for what the Hurricane Center is telling us. Not going to change it. Winds 40 to 50 miles per hour and gusting to 60. Rains will quickly end south to north in the overnight. And by daybreak tomorrow, the rain should be over and the winds will be lower than tropical storm force. You need to treat this hurricane like a long-lived tornado. So when you think about a tornado, remember January 22nd, we told you to go in your safe room, lowest level of your house, into your room, away from the walls, away from the windows, a bathroom usually is that room, or a closet, and maybe a hallway. That's where you need to be during these times, and the color coding is more that you need to do it more. Obviously here in the southwestern communities, it'll be first and worst, 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Get into the safe room. We're going to be talking about hurricane force winds, 110 mile an hour wind gusts possible here. 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., which would include Thomasville over towards Blakely and into Colquitt. And then 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. here in Albany, Leesburg, Terrell County, Dawson. Shellman, over towards Moultrie, Valdosta, Tifton. 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., the worst of the weather coming into your area. Treat it like a long-lived tornado. And that's kind of what it's going to be. It's going to be 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Now, as we go farther north and east, it may just be tropical storm force winds with hurricane gusts, but you want to treat it the same way, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So seek sturdy shelter, not a mobile home. Mobile home is not safe in this entire viewing area. So here are the winds now. They're picking up. This is a dramatic uptick in our winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour. And let's show you the gusts. And the gusts are starting to pick up as well. And again, these red colors denote 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts, which are just beginning to get into the southwest portion of our viewing area. So tropical storm force gusts coming in around 3 o'clock here, all the way across southwest Georgia. Hurricane gusts coming across the southwestern communities, anywhere from Cairo up through Colquitt and Blakely. And then that activity, the winds gusting to 75 miles per hour into Albany, over towards Dawson, down in through Thomasville. Near 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts expected in Clay County as we move down into Mitchell County, not Mitchell County, but Miller County, and into Donaldsonville and Seminole County. And then moving to the north and east, we continue. This is probably going to be the worst of the weather here in Albany around 8:40 p.m., where we could see 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts kind of centered right around Terrell County and Dawson, but Lee County here in Albany, and is stretching as far east as Tift County and over towards Ben Hill and Turner County, Ocilla, Fitzgerald, very close to those hurricane force gust as well. And then quickly, you'll notice here, once we get past midnight, we'll still see some very strong winds in Dooley County and maybe into northern Crisp County and Turner County. And then quickly, the winds will subside as we go from, I'd say, about 2 to 4 o'clock, and then 4 to 6 o'clock, all those winds are heading up the Carolinas. So we do have hurricane warnings, and we have tropical storm warnings. Most of us are under hurricane warnings. A matter of fact, those hurricane warnings have now been extended north past Highway 280. That is an update. The eastern communities, Douglas over down towards Pearson and in through Fargo and Homerville, those areas are under tropical storm warning, but the hurricane warning has been shifted to the north. We do have a tornado watch in the highlighted white counties. These counties are all under tornado watch for those short EF0, EF1 tornadoes. So damaging wind threats to the highest, a 9 out of 10, almost as high as it can be with wind gusts to 100. Heavy rain potential, still 4 to 8 inches expected, and a few short-lived tornadoes is what we're expecting here in South Georgia. So the update is that the hurricane has strengthened to 145 mile per hour winds, and the pressure has dropped to 928. It is about 2 hours from making landfall somewhere between Panama City and Cape San Blas, most likely Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe area, and that right front quadrant will be heading our way. Tasia, back to you.